Okay, Dream Team is alright with me. Dream Team is alright, oh yeah. I'm Roy, I'm bringing the rock to this posse G. This is W Dog. What are you bringing?
I'm bringing shitness to this party.
This is Vin Ada, and he's bringing...
I don't swear, just goodness.
Alright, on a serious note, this is Dream Team Talk, okay?
Dream Team's alright with me. Dream Team's alright. Oh yeah! I'm Roy. I'm bringing the rock to this posse, G. This is Roy.
I'm coach of the Horn Dogs. Yeah.
Calvin.
Coach Calvin, and I cannot believe you just did that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I clearly said
We said not to do it, and you just
not do that.
Yeah, I'm
That is
worried about it too.
unbelievably embarrassing.
Isn't it terrible?
It's not good, but we've come a long way, boys.
We have.
Well, Jesus.
Not hard.
That's
is
actually
it?
6 years ago. It was June 14, so almost 6 years to the day on the 2007.
You know what that actually looked like? It looked like a couple of those other video shows I've seen other people do.
That does look very similar.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, DT boys, how'd we go?
The buys are over, so it's a fantastic thing. Now, the Horn Dogs came through those pretty well. Ended up there. I didn't even get the top score out of us this week, but I got enough to move me up a fair bit in the rankings, which is a nice thing. We'll have a bit of a look at our buys in a minute. But, yeah, I'm up there. I'm not in a green vest, so that's a good thing. Roy, you're not in a green vest either. How did you go?
What you said? What, you didn't even get the best score out of us three, like you usually do?
Have you ever
What's
done it?
that all about?
Have I done it? Yes.
What were you
Plenty of
expecting to?
I did the week before. What was I expecting to? Because I didn't have any donuts this week.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you had a few, and you didn't beat me.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that's not
I went all right. What did I get? 1837, which usually you'd be disappointed with it. And I had a couple of zeros in that weren't the buy guys, so I was expecting to be, really quite bad that week. But that was about 1,500 for the week, that score. So
quality.
I'm up to 300 or so ranked. Yeah, it's good. And I don't have a vest either.
Yeah.
You lollipop man.
I'm in the friggin' vest, and that's okay. I'm okay with that this week because whatever I scored, I still moved up about 1,500 spots.
Well, we also didn't score that badly.
So we did
compared to
okay.
other people. So that
But yeah, it's still not a nice feeling. I hate getting dressed to come up here and knowing that whatever I wear is going to be covered. I hate that feeling. So
I wish we shared it around a bit more. I should apologise about that.
well, I don't like you
It's not
getting it.
fair.
You're Captain Grump when you have a
I do get grumpy.
and it's all week. Like on the messages, can't be
I wouldn't swear.
no show this week.
I'm not doing it, man.
All right, now
I do that. I'm
it
sorry
is,
about
it
that.
is the end of the pie rounds, and we're all pretty happy about that. So we thought we'd have a little bit of a look at a bit of a buy stock take. So from the modern buy rounds, now here's a little chart I made. Have a look at this. Now we're having a look at how we went. Looking through this, with our points there that we've got, you see that we're all pretty close. Actually, Roy ended up with the most points, so you got 5,100. But Calvin, you were less than 100 points behind, 90 points behind it was. So, and we're all pretty close there. And so, I guess the big key is in seeing that our difference in our rankings over that time, we all went up a fair bit. So, Calvin, you went up a fair way from you got into the top 2,000 after being 4,487th there. I did a massive jump as well. So, got myself almost into the top 2,000. Roy, you've basically halved your ranking, so that's a good thing there too. So, we all came out of it pretty well. The donuts, though, that's a really big different thing, and this is something that I'm quite, interested in how that worked. You guys went through and you actually had your teams pretty well set going into these buys, whereas I was upgrading during the buys. So, in that, I was hoping, I was very lucky as well because I didn't have the same injuries as you guys. But I've gone in there and made sure, tried hard to have minimal donuts. And so I did that, but you guys had heaps more donuts than me, and I ended up still basically scoring the same amount as you guys. So, interesting strategy, and we can probably learn a little bit from that for next year.
Well, one thing I do take out of that, even though it didn't work perfectly, it was never going to work perfectly, but there were a few, injuries and omissions that were completely left field through that time. So, didn't run perfectly to plan. However, our rankings show that it was worth trying to structure your teams somewhat for the buys.
Agree. Definitely agree. I do like that chart there, Dog. You put a fair bit of work into that. Well done.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's some of your best work.
But very interesting things to come out of that, I think. And if you guys have a look at it yourselves, have a think about how your donuts went, what your scores were like compared to some other people that your other mates, and that might be something we can comment on this video about what your actual donuts, your ranking, how all that changed and how many trades you
I
used.
wonder if anyone, no one I've spoken to actually went through with this, but a lot of people talked about the straight swapping of guns around the buys. I wonder if anyone stuck to that.
Yeah.
Or like that would have burnt so many trades.
Definitely.
But surely they would have come out with an improved ranking.
You'd think so.
By a mile.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah, interesting.
All right, let's get into something. We're going to go back to the old school a little bit here. And let's have a look at... Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Put it on here.
Yes, it was Albert Lloyd.
Woo! So why are we doing these old school videos?
It is. It's back to the old school for Dream Team.
Yep.
Because we're back to normal. We've got full teams playing here. We've got full teams playing. It's all good. Here is that Albert Lloyd. I found it.
Oh,
here you
awesome.
go, Roy. You love it.
Oh, hello there. It's Albert Lloyd here, PhD DT, and I'm here to explain to the AFL players how to maximise their chance of receiving high Dream Team scores. We're going to start with a very simple form of scabbing DT points, and that is with the kick out from goal. You've got the opportunity for a kick out. Do you A, kick to yourself and then take your kick? B, do you take the kick directly from the square to a teammate? Do you C, give the ball to the designated kicker? Or do you D, have sex with your teammate's girlfriend? If you answered A, kick to yourself and then take the kick to a teammate, that is correct. Well done.
Alrighty, boys. Now, going back to that.
Embarrassing.
That is embarrassing, but that was what Albert Lloyd was like. That was the first ever episode. Get a tackling tit out in that.
Can I just say, the original professor?
Yeah,
How many? Dr. Dream Team, PhD.
That one was 2008, and I think about 2009 or 2010, Dr. Dream Team, the PhD AFL.
PhD AFL sounds a lot familiar to Albert Lloyd. Anyway, you imposter.
Anyway, we just had a little intro there to say Golden Stubby. Now, the Golden Stubby this week was a hotly contested contest.
Wow.
Hotly contested contest. That probably...
Hotly... No, it's not really.
Hotly contested
It
contest,
was.
that's fine.
Yeah, that works. All right. Anyway, basically it came down to Zorko, who has smashed it, won it last week, and Tommy Rockliff. And there was a lot of votes coming in for that, which is really, really good to see. And so the end... I think it was was less than 20 votes.
It was amazing.
At the end of the day,
And a bit of a roller coaster, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, interesting. All right, so we do have Tom Rockliff as the winner of that, so well done, mate. Now, Roy, you had a bit of a chat to Rocky today.
Yeah, I did.
And told him
I told
that
him
he's going to win.
and he's very excited. And so we're going to try to give him a call live. My restraining order, it's timed out. So we'll have a go, see if we can talk to the big fella.
See if we can get on to him. This is Tom Rockliff, hopefully.
Yeah.
He might have given you the wrong number. Yeah.
Hello,
Rocky,
what's going on?
how are you, mate? We're just going live at the moment.
You going live?
Yeah, we're going live, so don't swear or anything because there's a few players getting in trouble at the moment. We don't want you to be one of them.
What's going on?
We're just ringing to congratulate you, mate. You've beaten Zorko to the Golden Stubby by about 20 votes.
20 votes?
Yep.
Surely it's going to be more than that.
Well, you'd like to think so, but Zorko, he's going all right, isn't he?
He's a gun, mate. He was always going to have an impact when he got in and got his chance, but he's flying at the moment.
What about...
Weather down there, you blokes?
Yeah, we won't go there.
Not
It's
good.
freaking awful. I was in class the other day and checked the temperature, -5 outside. That's no word of a lie either.
Where else did you want to be in the world?
Yeah, I know. Tell us about it. They make bogue draft down here though, mate. You can't make that in the hot weather up your way.
Bogue Strath.
Yeah.
I won't go there either.
No, good call. Now, Rocky, back-to-back hundreds for you. You're back in form. What's the go?
finger out.
I saw you retweet a couple of people that were a bit harsh on you.
Yeah. Nah, well, good, mate. Nah, just starting to play some right footy, so the boys are going well. We're up and about, and hopefully we can have another win this weekend.
Yeah, awesome. I'm loving it.
Now, Rocky, yeah, you've had a couple of hundreds in a row, as Roy said, and everyone's jumping back on the Rocky bandwagon here, Roy, like you are, back on it. Now, last time you played Melbourne this week, you had 130 on them. I'm getting a few tweets. Should they make you captain?
Oh, well, I'll leave it up to the individual.
Now, Rocky, when you played them, that's a game you played full forward and kicked either goals, isn't it?
I'll kick a few points too that day.
Yeah, you did. Now, what do you reckon? Will you be back down there looking for the goals against them again, or midfield role, you reckon?
Nah, you know the AFL rules. I can't go into team selection.
Oh, yeah, good point. I tried to stitch you up on that one, didn't I?
You're trying to get me fined as well.
Yeah, sorry.
Now, Rocky, we're all actually, well, Roy's been on you the whole year. A few of us are actually thinking about getting you in to finish off our midfield at the moment. We've got a pretty good second half of the season draw. How do you see your season going to finish off with?
Well, yeah, we don't have a 2-day draw. If we can play some good footy, we'll finish off pretty strong, hopefully, and hopefully finish with positive wins for the last sort of 10 games. So, yeah, the boys are up and about at the moment, so hopefully we can build some momentum.
Beautiful. I've done the review of your game for this week, and we've got old Ew. How do we say Ew's name? Ew. He's back in this week.
Elliot Yo, I think is how you say it.
Yeah, is he much of a chance to get a gig this week, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. If he plays, I think there's a squad of 25 there, mate, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the exact team, so I can't really.
Can't go into team selection?
He did play well his first game, so I'm sure he'll back that up this week if he gets another chance.
Beautiful.
All right. Thanks heaps for that, Rocky. We appreciate your time, mate.
Good on you, both. Have a good one.
Yeah, good luck this week.
Try to go back to back in the Golden Stubby.
Oh, no worries.
We'll drink it with you in the off season.
Sounds good.
Okay, mate.
Yeah. Thanks, Rocky.
Well,
Well,
the connections we have.
that is the man. That was Rocky. He's our boy.
If he's not your favourite player and in your team,
I don't
Get
know.
in
do
now.
something about it.
Oh, there it is, there, Roy.
Yep.
There it is.
Oh, Rocky.
I
All
take
right.
him everywhere.
Great stuff, boys. How about we start looking at the teams? We
Yeah,
better.
all right. Okay, I'm starting off with the games. I've got Blues versus Hawks. Hampson's back in, pretty irrelevant, but boot smart. Few people would have got the boot because even though he wasn't scoring that well, he was looking really good. I was surprised he got dropped the boot, so he's back. No one important is out. For the Hawks, a couple of big names back.
The one that you like.
Yeah, Jordan Lewis, he's back. I don't care about that. Whitecross.
Whitey!
Whitey's back. Do something for us,
You-
Whitey. Reward us.
I was about to let him have it. How annoyed were we with him?
Oh, unbelievable.
Over the boys. They're unnecessary zeros that we did not need.
Yeah, definitely. So Whitey's back.
Hate him.
I guess we sort of celebrate it.
Well,
I think
Yeah.
he's averaging 90. He's good.
good player.
Hill. A couple of people would have gone and got Hill for bargain basement price, and he's out. Pies versus Dockers. Mooney.
Cameron.
No, he's from Ireland, this guy.
Hey,
He's Deacon Marty Clark's what?
Is he your cousin?
because of I'm an Irish pirate.
Yeah.
You're all cousins.
Yep.
Yeah, so anyway, Mooney's 85,000 midfielder. I don't like job security of a mid coming into any team
Or an
where
Irish
Pendles is out. And Payne's back in. A few people have held on to him
Painstaker.
since, right back when. Marty Clark out. Now, that is salt in the wound
Isn't it?
caused by his subbing last week. So,
You can see it coming.
I don't know. You'd be looking at Marty Clark to Carrots. Yeah, it's been a month in the making, hasn't it? He's been right out of form. So, yeah, he's gone. And Young's out as well. For the Dockers, Ballantyne. A few people love Ballantyne and sneak him into their team, so he'll be handy.
Silly cricket.
Crozier, he's crook, so he's out. And Tassie Boy,
Oh,
Crido, had a wicked mullet going on the weekend, but obviously the coach didn't like it and he's gone.
Oh, idiot. As if we don't know.
pretty embarrassing. Pretty
Yeah,
embarrassing that you subbed with that on too, I reckon.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah,
Not cool.
poor old Crido. Crows versus Tigers. Knightsy, Remember, we used to
Oh,
love
yeah.
Knighty, didn't we? Yeah, he's back in. Smith as well. For the Tigers, this is handy for a few people. Oh, well, you say handy. It's a
should
bit
be on
better
the
than a
bench.
0.
Yeah.
Morris.
Who?
Morris is back in. The most annoying dream teamer to ever grace my ground,
He's up
I
there.
reckon.
You'd definitely be up there.
I had to make a rule. I couldn't watch Richmond play while he was on my ground because it was frustrating as hell. Conker's out. We talked about him all pre-season.
We wanted him. He wasn't there to start with.
Then we regretted it because he went,
Yeah.
well, no. Good,
Glad
no
we
call. O'Hanlon out as well for them.
Who?
Yeah,
Who cares?
exactly.
Right.
He was cheap a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, next game is West Coast versus Gold Coast, the Battle of the Coast.
Whoa.
There you go, I didn't think of that. Fresh meat!
What?
Boys! Bit of fresh meat! Newman!
Murray
Newman.
Newman.
So he's an in for them. Look, he's not going to hang around for very long. He's a 98k mid. Played a few games in the Waffle.
Has been all right too.
Yeah.
From all reports.
Yeah.
He averaged 26 disposals in the Colts last year. So he'll be okay. But, geez.
He is guaranteed.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
He has to be.
Lock and load it.
Fresh meat and the vest just come hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the other game, and for the Suns, of course, Aaron Hall didn't quite get in. He's named as emergency. Now, you don't need guys like that at this stage. And if you are relying on Hall to be on your ground, then you probably need to look at your
You just
team.
want them to be getting a gig so that they can do their best to stay
Make their
there.
money,
and-
Yes.
Well, yeah, just to be there for the rest of the year, hopefully for you when you do need them.
Second game I've got here is the Swans versus the Giants. Now, the Swans basically going, well, they're going unchanged. Malcheski still couldn't get a gig.
No, I know.
Named
That's
as an
crazy,
emergency.
isn't it?
So that's pretty sick, crazy, call it what you want. Giants, Adam Kennedy is in.
Mm-hmm.
Darley has been dropped,
Yeah.
but he's been named as the first emergency.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know. He's obviously not injured, but he's out of favour. Probably obviously just getting a rest. And the other one there is Taylor Adams out. A few people had him, and he's on a club suspension for 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
I don't know what he did.
Only for the week. I think it was 1 week suspended sentence.
Yeah, I think
What did he do?
I think it was from a nightclub incident back in January.
Oh,
A
God.
bit late
Yeah.
to suspend him for that,
Jeez.
really, isn't it? Hey, what would you do with Darley if you had Darley and Morris? You had to put one of them on your ground. Darley first emergency, probably a better scorer than Morris. You would
Yeah,
say.
he probably
Would you
be.
put him on the ground and have Morris emergency? Would you
Nah,
get that pretty?
I like your sneaky move there, Roy,
Mm.
but I wouldn't do it. Just in case, like for me, a Hargrave was a
Yeah.
laid out or something, and then you'd cop him 0.
Unless your other guy on your bench is a 0, you wouldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But then again, you've still got emergencies to use in other
And
positions.
In hindsight, what do you get to gain? You get to gain, what, 10, 15 points?
Hmm.
Nah, not doing it.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
worth it.
Just thought I'd throw it out there.
Yeah,
mate.
it's well thrown.
Yeah.
Last game I've got here is Essendon versus the Western Bulldogs. Now, the self-proclaimed number one ruckman of the club, Bill Chambers, still can't get back in, can't he?
Really?
So he's named emergency. And for the Bulldogs, he's back.
Yes, come on.
Hargrave is back.
Graver.
Hargrave is back.
Far
And
out.
so is Big Will. Big Will Minson.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that, did you write it down?
You got to take it.
Oh, sorry.
Tom Campbell holds his spot.
Guy that cut his lunch
Didn't
down.
he?
Oh, yeah.
No.
I was just wondering if you'd start talking.
Mate.
I'm getting excited about Mitson being back.
And the other interesting thing there is, and we'll probably talk about it later, Tory Dixon, how good was he over the bye period?
Gun.
Amazing.
Scored 90 and 86. He was probably the best guy who came in off our benches that would normally never get a gig.
Yeah.
And averaged 88 for the last 2. He's been awesome. Dog.
Right, let's hit into Sunday games. We've got Geelong and Port at Simmons Stadium down at Cardinia Park. Smets, Hall and Smith, and Jordan Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Now, Murdoch is
Rambo.
a $98,000 forward. All 3 are on the extended bench, and all 3 of the last 3 on the bench. They haven't named anyone out. Those 3 are probably going to be the emergencies, you'd think. But Port Adelaide is a truckload of changes there, so jump on and have a look at it. But probably the big ones that anyone cares about would be Redden has been dropped. Okay, so he'll be playing in the Sandful this week. But they've also got Nathan Blee coming in, which is a $98,000 defender, one to watch.
Mature age from memory. He was a guy that we were looking at the start of the
actually,
year.
he was on our radars then. All right, next game that we are looking at is Rocky's game, Brisbane and Melbourne. So, how do you say we say his name?
Well,
He kind of said it.
I think he just went, you!
Yeah, that'll work. So he's on the extended bench in, I think, for his second game, if he gets it. Of course, Maguire's out with his elbow. Melbourne, we have a couple going on there. A couple of injuries. Davey and Clark are out. But the other one, it's not a selection thing, but Tom Couch. He has been put back on the rookie list, and so there's a lot of people out there that would have, jumped on him. Well, I think it's 20-odd thousand people that actually have him in their teams. And so, needed some cash, thought he was a good option, the mid-forward link, blah, blah, blah. Nah, he's no good for us.
A lot of talk at the start of this pre-season was based around learning lessons from the past where we've said, just because they're not named round one, why are we taking, like a couple of years ago, why take Rilton Roberts, who came from nowhere, to be named round one? And then there was other good rookies that you knew would score well.
Yep.
And we'll say they'll be in soon. So,
is better than Couch.
Yep.
At least he played games.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to the last game. St Kilda and North Melbourne. Ahmed is not sad anymore. He's back in, so he's happy. So, and North Melbourne have Gibson. He's still there, but he's last on the extended interchange. In the presser, though, today, Scott did say that he will play. So he should be right, and we've got a little hat on because he probably will be.
But that would be back-to-back for him. I don't know if they're a back-to-back
club. Will that
club.
happen?
I don't think they're a back-to-back club.
Don't you?
But I'm not sure. I haven't studied it.
All right.
Now you finish your team because I know what's coming up next. I'm very bloody excited about it because I laughed my face.
Another little throwback from yesteryear. I think this is from 2008.
Does this take the piss out of me?
Nah, this is
probably some of your best work, Destroy.
Yeah.
We love it.
Bloke come in the other day asking for mid-range forwards. I said, mate, I've got just some in for you before I move.
Barry Holt, 295. Birdman, 279. Throwbacks are still 284.
Another satisfied DT customer. And I said to him on his way out, I said, hey, mate, I'll see you next week when you need some backmen.
Where great advice is just the beginning.
I love the rock back laugh at the end.
That's good. Destroy you.
That's good.
We've been holding you back, I think.
Well, that was the year that he wanted to audition for Home and Away.
It was. Quality work there, Destroy. Now, let's talk about some big issues, boys.
Get a tissue.
What are some of the big issues? Now, Calvin, you did talk about
a lot of things.
You do talk about a lot, but you talked about Tory Dixon being one of your gun superstars of the buy rounds. Now, you wanted to chat about those, didn't you?
Yeah,
you did.
Another guy, obviously, during that buy period, another guy that came on, played every game for us, it was great, was Jamie Elliott.
Yep.
He had a 60, and I think he had something up around the 90 mark as well. So just tossing it out there, what players have been really great for us, who stepped up? Another guy, don't want to take them all, but even that Marley Williams, who was in doubt for getting games, played every game during that buy round. Now, we were thinking about grabbing him just to cover for the buy. So a guy like him did his job.
Zorko, unbelievable, obviously.
For sure.
And for guys like you, because he's basically a bench player for you because you're not running around, but that's been a win for you. Another one, and they didn't score, but psychologically it was good. How lucky were we that we had full ruck contingent?
I know.
We had full ruck departments every week because of, even if they were spastics and they were subbed out and all that sort of stuff.
The only thing that was good for was our sanity.
Yeah.
Being able to say you only had 4 zeros instead of 5. Because they,
20 points isn't much.
I call it a playing donut, Roy.
Yeah.
It's
exactly
not really what it is. Another one I'll toss out is Kratzo. Would you get him in this week?
Sorry, not for being good in buys.
No, different issue.
Get a new tissue.
Right. Carrots. Do you get him in this week? He's got a break even of 131. He won't get it. He'll drop again. Is it worth getting him in now, especially with Marty Clark out, or do you wait till he drops that extra cash?
Well, Calvin, let me throw this out there. Boost. This is a way to boost your dream team this week.
Yeah.
Carazzo's the man.
Yep.
And what perfect timing with old mate there, Marty Clark out, to get him in.
Now, what happens if you don't have the cash? You probably need about $100,000 to do it. Roy, what would you do?
I'd probably downgrade.
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, you'd get rid of someone.
Well, that's the thing.
Who would you get in, do you think?
Well, getting in is an issue. Gibson is going to make that cut. He looks to be, the obvious one to get in because he is so cheap. No one is really putting their hand up at the moment as a great downgrade target.
No.
One that would be probably interesting and your best bet to do is downgrading to Campbell. Getting rid of Oren or someone.
Yeah.
And then at least you're going to have, well, even if it is only for a few weeks, you'll have that bench ruckman that most of us are probably lacking at the moment.
Makes you, 130 grand or so.
He scored 70 last week,
Oh,
and
he
he
looked
held his spot with Minson coming back, so that's pretty huge.
Yeah, so I reckon it's worth a double trade, and that.
Which one would you prefer to do? You'd prefer to do that one, the big O one?
Yeah.
So would I, because he's going to end up, even if he's end up being your fourth ruck, you do your third ruck, I guess, because Redden's shit and gone. But you're not going to use him.
That's right, and exactly.
Yeah, so that's definitely the one. And with this Carazzo thing, a lot of people have tweeted me, should I get him this week? I say yes. Then they tweet back and say, but he's got a break even that he won't reach. I still say, just get him while you can. Firstly, if you've got the cash there to do it, it's going to get you extra points